The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Wave. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Well, good morning and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'm Paige Clarke, and this is where we explore a return to a more natural, balanced, wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and our freedoms, and I'm Nico Haan.
And, you know, it's beautiful here. It's 72 degrees. This is the season we like. You know, our fall and spring are really nice, and we hope it's really nice where you are. And if you have any questions, you can contact me at Paige at TFNN.com.
And Nico at TFNN.com. And the number here is 877-927-6648. So this is December 1st already.
I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who came on board with the Primal Edge. We got a slew of new clients there, and I mean, you guys are going to love this, and we definitely want your feedback. So please let us know what you're thinking and what you're feeling.
Yeah, we'll be thinking about you in the morning. Just do your one shot in the morning and say cheers to your health. You can divide it up if you want to, but just start your day right.
Yeah, I usually take it an hour before I eat. As soon as I get up, after my oil pulling, I take my shot. And then I go about my business, getting ready, and then I'll eat about maybe 45 minutes later, and that's a nice way to do it.
Perfect way to do it.
Yep.
Very good.
And keep it in the fridge, of course.
Yeah, you know, the reason we refrigerate it, first of all, I think it tastes great in the fridge. It's like having a little, and the other reason is that we use whole food concentrates. There's whole foods in there. It's not it's actually almost like opening up a juice or something. So you want it to stay in there and stay fresh.
No doubt about it. So what makes us happy, Paige?
You make me happy.
That's the right answer. That's for sure.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, and I found this article is researchforhealth.net. And the title grabbed me because it says what makes us happy and
or healthy.
Or healthy, yes.
Same thing almost.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Worldwide, there are thousands and thousands of people who die of side effects of medicinal products from the pharmaceutical industry, and this has been documented over and over again because there are many side effects. In fact, they're nice enough to list a lot of them. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it's kind of like food labels too. I mean, actually, they're one and the same almost, the pharmaceutical and the food industry. But it's kind of interesting because the particular author he's talking about, he had to learn a lot of this himself because I guess he had had an experience with a lot of prescription drugs. You know, he thought doctors wanted to help, and again, I think everybody goes into medicine wanting to help.
Definitely,
but the truth is that the pharmaceutical industry really is like a plug-and-play thing. They kind of are given a script of when to use this, and the care for the patient has gone by the wayside, I believe, and looking at the person as a whole person. And people that are into natural health are returning to real health, to rejuvenate themselves, to revitalize themselves, to renew their health, realize they have to look at the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think what doctors really do is identify problems.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty good at that, but the solution may not be what I would think would be the more natural way.
Yeah, you might fix one thing and break two others, and that's what happens.
Yeah, and the natural world for thousands of years looks at the body as a whole and finds the synergistic things that are going on there and adjusts that so it boosts your natural ability.
Well,
I think that's really different.
You're right, because a healthy body that is given all the vital substances in sufficient quantities and a well-balanced relationship will always be able to obtain and restore itself to a natural necessary balance. And it's, it really is a product of Mother Nature.
Yeah, Mother
Knows
Nature
best.
has ensured that the human body can be supplied with genuine natural food containing all the substances that the body needs to maintain such healthy balance.
So how do we get ill?
Well, life uses up energy that we give the body in the form of food. So everything that we take in is kind of food, whether you call it food or not. That's
it's
what
a source of energy. It's fuel. It's energy to stoke the fire. So how we get ill is when the body is fed the wrong way and not given the raw materials it needs to maintain the balance.
Exactly.
It destroys the balance
so if
and
the
harmony.
body is given all the correct nutrients, it will reward us with a healthy and long life. And that's kind of the philosophy of natural medicine. It always was that. So what they're saying is you put something in your body that is not natural, something that may be manufactured or something that's a toxin, then the body is unhappy. And I always look at things from the wild. I think everybody knows this now. So I take that sentence, okay, everything out here is either good for me or it's not good for me. And my body intrinsically knows what's good for me if I'm out in the wild. Is that true today? I don't think it is.
I think we've lost our wild instinct.
Exactly.
That's really what we're all about, getting back to instinctual type of health.
Yep.
And, it says here, when an illness starts to come up, there is always a lack of some substance the body urgently needs. The key is tuning in to your own body signals. Tune in so you can tune up your own health.
Yeah, it says here, illness is only the result of imbalance and instability inside the body. It is then missing some substances needed to manage stress conditions that occur in your life.
Yeah.
So when a stress hits you, if your body is not up to par, then that stress itself can put you into maybe a flu situation or distresses you enough where you're not getting enough sleep and then your body's out of balance, and then that's when these things can happen to you.
We've always talked about sometimes you have too much of what you don't need: parasites, viruses, environmental pollutants, stress, and emotional issues, and you don't get enough of what you do need: relaxation, nutrients, vital support things. So that's it's about getting that balance.
Two viewpoints: one, the body's lacking something, and the second viewpoint is that there's something in your body that should not be there.
That's what I said. You have something you don't need, or something you're missing what you do need.
Simply put, that is what makes us healthy. Those two combinations of things: either you're lacking something, or there's something in there that needs to get out.
And I just have to make a plug for the Primal Edge.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's perfect right there.
Well, that was my whole passion when I learned about this technology and this product, is that it is kind of a alchemical genius. I like to use that term. It knows the chemistry. It says, okay, we need to use it. It incorporates nutrients, all of the vital nutrients that you need, but it also has the fulvic humic, which is the binding agent, which has the ability to not only bind things that we don't need, toxins in our body, but to actually convert certain elements into usable forms. So if you have a form of calcium that's not usable to the body, then it's able to do the alchemistry, changing, to help it be in a form that your body can use and help you bind the part that you don't need.
Yeah, we have those two substances. Humic actually sends things into the cell, signals the cell is ionically resonating for that cell to open up and put in these good things and convert them to whatever we need. Fulvic acid does the opposite. It goes in there and says, okay, what's here that doesn't belong, encapsulates it, kind of like the charcoal, takes it out of the body safely so it's not reacting in your blood.
Right. It's a natural binder in itself. So, it really is important to have a balanced body, because in regaining and removing non-indigenous substances, you can, by means of adding things that you do need. And from kind of the viewpoint of naturopathy, the body's imbalance will be corrected when the body gets what it needs. So
makes sense
take
to
some
me.
time to make sure you're getting what you need.
877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here, and we're talking about health and how to remain healthy naturally. And one of the things that is really all over the place is juicing.
Juicing and blending,
Yeah.
right, and getting more fruits and vegetables. And we're going to take a moment and deconstruct this a little bit and talk about some of the differences and some of the benefits of why, if you're going to choose to juice or blend, why you might choose one or the other.
Right.
And there is a place for this. But Nico and I also feel very much in line with Sally Fallon, president of the Weston A. Price
Yes.
Foundation, the Wise Traditions diet. There is no more superfood than the animal superfoods.
Mm-hmm.
The animal-based superfoods contain more nutrition than, when you look at a comparison chart of many of your fat-soluble nutrients, your organ meats, many of your grass-fed, pastured, properly raised, healthy fats, and so forth, there's just amazing. And this is in terms of the essential nutrients. But we love well-placed fruits and vegetables, fruits in moderation, vegetables more liberally.
Yeah, and I think from a Primal Lifestyle, we look at it from a seasonal standpoint. So you have much more available at certain times of the year than you do at other times of the year. We're coming into the winter. The fruits are still there in some cases.
Right.
But
Do you notice how the berries, which are rich, I think we have to look at these as these are, as Nico is saying, seasonally. The Creator has decided that there's a time for certain things, and there's certain colors and pigments. There's power in pigment, folks, power in pigment. Pigment is the energy that you're getting from the food.
Yeah.
And the negative energy, good energy, but it's negatively charged,
Yeah.
which is what we need. And you'll see that you see citrus in the winter, that powerful orange, and you'll see your berries. This is the time.
Yeah.
You'll have those apples for a couple weeks, be a little starchier, but
Right.
You don't want to eat apples every day. I was just kind of reading that because I have a little bit of an apple thing. I like apples.
Oh, I love the apples
And
too.
sometimes you have to watch it because it's a little bit more. It's a more high sugar fruit than say your berries.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you. Let's go through this, Nico, show, and let's kind of give some people some
Yeah, because I have a
opinions
lot
on
of
it.
people that come up to me and say, I'm juicing, you must be proud of me because I'm getting more natural.
Oh,
and
sure.
going, well, yeah, maybe so, maybe not.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of polyunsaturated fats in vegetables, okay? And the other thing is that...
Well, explain why polyunsaturated fats are different.
We've been talking about that. There are some essential fatty acids that we need, but but the truth is, we've talked about that. They go rancid easily, right? And that's not a real big point. My point is more concerned about the sugar, because many of my people that tend towards a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle where they're doing smoothies or perhaps juicing daily, I mean, trust me, for like a cleanse or something, I really love having it in quantity. But for everyday life, I think one smoothie can be, or a blend or juiced drink a day, perhaps, well placed at certain parts of the day.
Yeah, well placed, yeah, which is big because you don't want your sugar to kick up, so maybe afternoon would be much better. Evening is even
Dr. Marshall has taught us that after 3, we're more insulin sensitive. Insulin sensitive means our body recognizes the sugar and says, hey, yeah, come on in. My cell membranes are going to let you in. But what does the American person do usually for breakfast?
Morning,
cereal, orange juice, and they're spiking that sugar, so they go into a fat storage mode all day. Better have your high fat, higher protein. We like a little more fat, a little bit of protein, and do that for breakfast and more into lunchtime, mid-afternoon. You think about Europeans. They have dinner and then they walk into the town square and they all get gelato every night and they're slim and trim. They're eating their little ice cream treat at the end of the day. So there you go.
They're much more in tune because they've been in one place longer, and they, even though food has left their area in many instances and they've made substitutions, they found out very early that making those substitutions is okay as long as you do the right thing to them.
Right.
So let's talk about the difference between juicing. Juicing is one of the most effective ways of giving your body a whole bunch of different nutrients and calories.
Well, and the other thing that's good about juicing is, contrary to what the benefits are for blending, there is no fiber, so you have rapid absorption of the nutrients. Really great for people who are having a serious health challenge. You know, a lot of people with their cancer clinics do that.
So that's the two-sided coin, because it's really great to get the nutrition in, but if you do it at the wrong time, early in the morning, and you do too much of it, spike your sugar, put you into a fat storage mode all day long. No matter what you do, unless you exercise like a fiend, then you're going to be staying in that non-fat burning zone.
That's my opinion. Now, on the other hand, smoothies are fiber rich.
Yes.
They have all the cellulose fiber broken up for us, because remember, we humans don't come with the enzyme to break down cellulose.
Right.
So really, the idea of us eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, we really don't have the enzyme to break them down properly. But a smoothie does, and what I've learned from my mentors is that in a smoothie, there are more phytochemicals than we have even come up with names for yet. We don't even know what they're called.
No.
We know that they're wonderful, key, special things. And, if you look into the center, many times it's what we call in the white stuff. The center of a strawberry is white. The center of an orange is white. If you look at an apple, there's right by the seeds, there's this white crystal stuff that's like, hey, I'm important.
Even looks like a star.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Jeff, my Qigong teacher, taught us, because I studied food healing with the Qigong Supreme Science Organization. Where you see those special things, it's protecting the seeds, which has a lot of energy. So the good news is the smoothie will also help you to have a real bowel regularity, kind of push things through. And if you are going to accidentally have some sweet fruits or something, I would prefer in the morning, I would prefer to see that be in a smoothie.
Yeah.
And do your juicing in the afternoon when it's more... when you're more insulin sensitive.
So the cons against juicing is the lack of total nutrition and fiber makes juicing not appropriate as a meal replacement. You also find that juicing aren't as filling as smoothies.
Yes.
Most common people make mistakes when it comes to juicing is focusing heavily on fruits instead of vegetables.
Right. It should be more of a vegetable smoothie with a touch of fruit. But I have some of my vegan clients that come in and they're really struggling with belly fat. And they're like, I juice and I smooth and I eat all whole foods. And
carrots or turnips are a really good base for some of these juicing things.
Yeah, I never really thought of I myself have never juiced a turnip.
No? Oh, it's awesome.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome because it has that that pungent kind of, it's the opposite of the sweetness. It has a sour kind of edge to it.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah, and you blend it with carrot, and that brings the sweetness in. The carrots are really high in sugar.
Well, yeah, carrots are very high in sugar.
Yeah,
and I
a lot of people use that as a base, and it's a good base, but turnips are even better if you mix the two.
Now, I prefer to eat carrots either raw or slightly cooked, because I think carrots have great fiber. And Ray Peat, what I learned from studying some of Ray Peat's work, you and I like Ray Peat. He's a really cool, kind of eccentric biochemist.
Eccentric, yes.
I like his stuff, though. I think it makes sense. He really suggests that everybody try and eat a raw carrot a day, even if you grate it on your salad. Now, does that mean you eat 5 carrots? Maybe not. Okay, so you eat a carrot where you have that roughage. It adds beautiful color, pigment to your salad, but it binds endotoxin. What's endotoxin? Toxicity in the bowel.
I remember when my buddy Ron, who recently passed away, he was teaching me how to cook macrobiotic.
Yeah.
So I say, how many carrots do we need? He says, 1. And he smiles at me. I said, well, how many onions do we need? He says, well, 1. He says, how much cabbage? Well, 1. He's just looking at me. Everything's just 1.
Yeah.
Of course it's just 1.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, anyways, we'll get back and finish up give you a little bit more information about some of the pros and cons of juicing and blending, because we're all about what keeps us healthy.
Yeah, and I'm working on my brand new Health Signals newsletter that Paige and I are putting together right now, so
Good stuff.
pick that up. It'll be out next week. Pick up the old one. There's a lot of information out there, folks. We'll be right back.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. What keeps us healthy? We've been talking about juicing and blending as one of the things.
Yeah.
It is one of the superfoods, but as we talked about before, there's nothing that compares to the superfoods that we get from animal-based foods of all types, and we'll get back to that later.
Yeah, here it says the common mistake, of course, what I said before, was heavily on fruits.
Talking about juicing, yeah, people tend to get too much of that sugar shot, but there's a lot of pros to juicing too, especially like I said, in an isolated cleanse period, or when you're seriously ill. It's very effective to getting nutrition absorbed when people's digestion is so impaired.
There's a nice analogy here. Always focus on vegetables first and foremost, using a small amount of fruit. While fruit is absolutely healthier than a candy bar, it still contains all the sugars of a candy bar.
So we've been saying,
yeah.
I mean, sugar is sugar is sugar is sugar. As we said, taking a piece of bread is like having multiple teaspoons of sugar. You might as well just take the sugar. Yeah. Of course, it's not taken into consideration the way we enjoy it. But folks, we just need to understand the way our body processes carbohydrates.
Yeah. So let's talk about blending. Blending is it's becoming more popular than juicing, since smoothies are easier to make now because we've got these great
mess,
machines.
no waste.
Right.
Yeah.
Many people already own a blender, and these you have to really have that good high-speed blender that can cut through that.
My favorite is a Blendtec. There's what do you have? Do you have Vitamix?
No,
I mean, Vitamix.
No, we don't even have a blender that we use. I shake everything pretty much, and I'm really not doing juicing or
smoothies.
or smoothies much.
But blending breaks down the whole fruit or vegetable without removing anything, such as juicing does, and this leaves you with a lot of the nutrition you would get from eating the whole food. So ideally, I prefer blending if you're going to choose this type of way.
Especially as a meal replacement.
And I actually think, in a way, it's a great way to get the nutrition out of your fruits and vegetables. We question how many people are actually eating their fruits and vegetables, and they're eating tons of kale, but they can't break the kale down because we really were not born with that ability to break down the cellulose. So even in Tibetan cultures and so forth, they'll often look at someone and say, you need to eat more cooked vegetables. You need more warm foods, because the slight cooking breaks down the cellulose.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, if you're using the smoothie as a vehicle to get superfood, phytochemical, I call it more high phytochemical. I think that the animal foods are more superfoods in terms of pure nutrients if you look at the ratios. But there are some phytochemicals and the pigments in these foods.
Those things. There are two types of fiber in this, and the soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber becomes kind of like that gel, which slows down digestions of carbs and sugars. That's kind of being debated these days, but I really do believe that it does that on a small level. It helps control blood sugar, it says.
Yeah.
The insoluble fiber, of course, is something that you can't digest, really, and it just kicks it back out again.
Well, of course,
does it take some of the nutrients out of that? It may.
Well, it may, but it may also work great to help bind the endotoxins in the bowel, right?
Okay.
It may help, the fiber may actually help to work like a scrubber to help move things. However, counterpoint, like we always like to discuss, we've reviewed the Russian researcher at Fiber Menace and gutsense.org, and he talks about how fiber overall can be a menace in our digestive system. So I think you have to go with your own body and find different ways to deal with, and again, maybe I think when it's in excess, right?
Yeah.
When you're getting too much fiber, because you get too much fiber fermentation.
So one of the good things about smoothies instead of juicing is that it makes you a little bit more satisfied, because the fiber gives you that filling feeling. Some of the cons are that is overall lower nutrition content than juices, because the juices are right there. They get absorbed very fast.
Right.
They don't have that fiber problem in there. So who's the winner?
Well, I think they're both winners, and in the well-placed timing in your diet. And I really like these types of foods when we're doing little periods of cleansing, around pre-fasting.
Right.
We're helping that. I do want to suggest to you that one of the ways that you can use to get additional protein or healthy fats or the collagen building is to add a little bit of collagen. or bone broth. I mean,
or MCT oil.
or, you
want to get the fats in there. When I listen to Ben Greenfield, he's big on these smoothies.
yeah, he likes smoothies.
He likes smoothie, but he needs to balance it. He says he's always fighting it, getting more fat in there, and he wants the smoothie to be kind of nice and thick, too.
So he's using it as a way to get fat. So you
That's
add
right.
your MCT. You can add instead of thickening it with a banana, which is high in sugar, thicken it with true gelatin. It'll actually start to turn it into pudding. It'll be that
and,
thick.
you can use things like almond butter and all these different type of nuts butters.
Nut butters can add a little thickness too.
Thickness, and also gives you that little bit of protein.
So
that
there is
good.
a way to add some healthy fats to these, which will also help to blunt the insulin spiking ability. But I look at smoothies. You guys have heard me say super smoothies and terrific tonics. They're really just my sneaky ways of getting in different superfood nutrition into palatable, easy-to-use ways. So, that you can think of your smoothie as a vehicle.
Yep.
But, let's go back. We were just talking about, and you can pull up that article. This is a kind of on the opposite side. Many people will turn to juicing and blending to keep themselves healthy. But here we've got a man who defeats a mysterious digestive illness simply from eating one type of food, and you'd be surprised, this one type of food was raw meat. And I think Nico is pulling it up on the telestrator. Wow, he took it all the way. It looks like basically what he did is eat tons of raw meat. He just grabs a steak every time he's hungry. That's kind of an interesting picture there. He's
it looks like he puts it in a smoothie.
he put the raw meat into a blender, and it was kind of his fight against the modern diet. And so we can see that that might be a different approach for some people, but we have many tribes.
Doesn't seem like appetizing to me. I like my meat rare, but cooked to a certain amount.
Yeah, I think that.
And the basis of my diet is definitely the animal protein. And we're always told that we need to eat a lot, 7 or 8 servings of fruits and vegetables and things like that. It depends what you see as a serving. And I usually take a piece of meat and I say if it's the size of the palm of my hand, that's about the right amount for myself.
Yeah.
And then I can add the vegetables to it, and I usually add twice as much as the volume. But the volume is not the same as the weight.
Right, and if you have a little bit of fat, that's going to be a little lighter because the fat's not as dense, I think, as the protein meat. But this guy, Derek Nance, was a Kentucky man who chose to eat only raw meats in his effort to get rid of his mysterious illness, and he found himself with little appetite for regular food and vomiting after he ate, which resulted in significant weight loss. After he eliminated food after food, he discovered that carnivorous version of the paleo diet cured his digestive problems and left him feeling completely fantastic. We might find these images rather not attractive of, like I said, how he was eating it, but he mostly ate grass-fed lamb, which he bought locally, and he avoids animals that are pumped full of hormones. So he was making the right choices, as we teach you. And he avoided pork, it says, too. The animals he chose are free-range and raised on various seasons of grass. And he said there was no part of the animal that went unused. In addition to the meat, the organs gave him vitamin C. That's another point, folks. Organs are loaded. When you look at the nutritional content of a kidney, which is, we know kidneys need vitamin C, loaded with vitamin C. So there you go. There's lots of superfoods on both spectrums, right?
Yeah.
But we got to take a short break. So make sure and pick up the newsletter, get subscribed, get on board with our special, The Primal Edge, and we'll be right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. Of course, we're heading into the season to be jolly. It's December 1st, but it's also right in the middle of flu season.
Cold and flu season, folks. And, you know, there's no coincidence that the time that the flu shows up is when increase in sugars, increase in stress. So it's kind of an SOS time, sugars and stress.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit a couple of weeks ago, that, at Halloween, the kids are getting a lot of sugar, even some of the
Basically,
adults.
from October 31st, I think we can start to see the parallel. Is the flu really a germ, or is it the body having a violent reaction to not only microbes in the environment, but the toxic environment the body's living in as a result of the candies from Halloween and the pies from Thanksgiving and then the Christmas cookies?
Yeah, and if you're around people that have the flu, then your body's under a little bit more stress. If it's already being stressed from what you're eating, then that's the double whammy that kind of gets you.
I suspect you take people who live a primal paleo type, wise traditions type diet, whatever, where the sugars are minimized, you'll see less flu and colds.
No doubt about it.
I think so. It's
Everybody
certainly been
that I
that
talked
case
to
for me.
has been down that road.
So let's talk about 10 tips for supporting your immune system and preventing the flu and colds naturally.
So ensuring a strong foundation of health, and the following simple best practices will go a long way to decreasing your risk of getting the flu. So here's the 10 tips. The first one is
washing your hands frequently and thoroughly. I've been teaching my grandson to say his ABCs. It's kind of neat because he's taken a little time to say them.
Now, this is a good time. Yes, that's right. And this is a good time to mention that we don't want you washing with those little gels, those little germ gels.
Well, the ones that contain the triclosan, have been proven. We've been telling folks for years these are dangerous hormone disruptors. They interfere with your natural bacteria. Believe it or not, we actually have bacteria on our skin that protects us. So many of these things disrupt the good bacteria. Nothing beats hand washing.
Yeah, it's kind of like an antibiotic.
Exactly.
Internally. And the thing that stirs me most is you see this most in hospitals. Every corner that has a little gel pack sitting there that you just squeeze or whatever.
So just remember, 20 seconds is how long it takes to say your ABCs one time through, and that gives you a good shot at it. And make sure not to touch your eyes, ears, nose, or throat. These are your orifices. These are places where unfriendly bacteria can get in. Hopefully you've got an environment that won't be subject to that, but you don't want to give it any head start.
So number 2, heal your gut. Your
There
gut
we
is the
go.
gateway to health. 80% of your immune system is located in your gut.
If you have good digestion, starting from the moment of chewing well, where you break it down and getting into the stomach, having good stomach acid, like Nico and I say, you've got 80% of it taken care of.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
you need a good multi-strain probiotic and mixing them up. And this is a perfect time of year maybe to switch your probiotic, get something new in there.
I am a swapping person. I like to suggest, people come in and say, I'm out of my probiotic. I says, hey, try this one. They get nervous. I'm like, no, this is what you need. You need variety. And our biggest, what is our number one choice for probiotics, folks? Cultured vegetables, because there's more probiotic in 1 teaspoon than in a whole bottle I can sell you off my shelf. Not that I want to talk myself out of making some money selling some supplements, but it's all about the food and getting it the right way.
Sauerkraut, baby. And number 3, reduce alcohol and sugar consumption. Sugar, definitely. Alcohol, this is the season that we have a little bit more alcohol.
Well, it's like Laird Hamilton, the surfer, said. He loved red wine, but he kind of woke up and said, hey, I realize sugar is a stressor on the body. I'm going to eliminate it, and he's felt better since. It doesn't mean you have to eliminate it completely, perhaps, if that's not what's right for you, but certainly modify and change your lifestyle. When the stress levels go up, where we would normally tend to drink more or eat more candies or accidentally eat a Pop-Tart. Yeah. This
fell right into my mouth.
This is when we need to actually cut back.
Yeah. So next thing is
Number 4.
Reducing your stress. And of course, this is family time. This is when you see your relatives. That may up the stress level a little bit. I know in our house it seemed to. Later on in the years, it seemed less, but there were times there that mom and sister didn't get along, or
Well, the holidays too kind of peak a lot of emotions. I find it to be a stressful time. It's a challenging time for me. I think as a kid I always really enjoyed them, but having been through the momhood, I know a lot of moms can understand this. The holidays is a lot of work. For the female in the household. And I'm not trying to be judgmental, because I know there's a lot of men that jump in, but in general, kind of spearheading the meal planning, the event planning, the gift giving, the gift wrapping, the cleaning up after the parties, it can be stress. But also, make sure, one of the ways to reduce your stress, try and make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And, the earlier the better. The early bird does get the worm. And even though those of us that are night owls, it's tough, but when you actually do start turning in a little bit earlier, you will feel better.
Yeah, I was listening yesterday to a nice podcast on sleep. And one of the things is that our natural ability is about 3 hours after the sun goes down is when our body naturally starts to be sleeping. And that would be, if you're living in the wild, sun goes down, you have about 3 hours of doing things, and then your body
really wants to go to bed. And I love the way you and Ellen are really good about it. And we have it, because our house is kind of a peach-colored walls anyways. I say we look like we live in a salt lamp.
Oh.
Yeah, because kind of the wallpaper is kind of this peachy color, so we get this hue in the evening. But you all are very good about turning on salt lamps, dimming the lights in the house, putting the blue blocker screen on your computers, or buying blue blocker glasses and wearing them while you're on the internet. Let your body get used to that evening
and now they even
tone.
have the blue glasses that let the blue light in to wake you up.
Yes, you wear those during the day.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Number 6 is supplement with glutathione, turmeric, and vitamin C. These are the 3 magic things that really help put
Super antioxidants.
Yeah, really boost that immune system.
Yeah, so glutathione is the chief antioxidant that your body actually makes. It's difficult to get it in supplement form, so where we say supplementing it, what is the number 1 glutathione food?
Liver?
No.
No, what?
Well, I should say plant food. I'd have to double check that on the animal kingdom. It's asparagus.
Oh.
Number 2,
And then maybe
avocado. Number 3, broccoli. So
well, broccoli and asparagus are really the same plant.
Right, but asparagus is the one.
Yeah.
But they really do help us, because, we don't just get toxins from our outside world. We produce toxins just from when we do work. So exercise creates toxins in your body. So we want to counterbalance that with our natural antioxidant. And vitamin C, we can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and if you're healthy, exercise gets those things going. And if you're healthy, it takes them out.
Right. So it's important to move. Movement helps get those toxins out. Number Number 7, take an immune booster. We've talked about many of the adaptogens. Adaptogens are herbs and so forth that help the immune system become stronger and resist stress.
And of course, Primal Edge is a good
loaded
example.
with antioxidants and immune boosting compounds. True.
Yep.
And optimizing your vitamin D. We can't stress that enough. You know, Nico and I feel that you need to be an outsider. There's no better way to optimize your vitamin D than by getting sunshine. We are solar beings, and you want to get raise that sunshine level in the vitamin D, and you know, supplementing is good, and my preference for supplementing is through cod liver oil, which gives you the complement of vitamin A and D. You want to get it naturally. There's only 2 to 3 products on the planet that still produce it in a natural way where they don't add synthetic, and I can get that for you if you're interested. I think it's probably one of the most important superfoods. Zinc. Zinc makes all of the fat-soluble and minerals work, and many of us are deficient in zinc, and liver is a great source of that.
And then the last thing is really get some exercise on a daily basis. It doesn't have to be a lot, but as long as you're moving.
Move and groove, guys.
Yeah.
And we got to take a short break, but stay with us and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV. But if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Join John Logan as he teaches you trading techniques utilizing the TAS Profile Scanner. The Global Market Pulse, next on TFNN. And
we're back. Hey, Nico, let's give some people 5 back pain remedies. Because you see a lot of people with back pain, and again, the spine is real important for detoxification and feeling good and being unstressed, and we got to make sure we're not frozen up in certain places.
Yeah,
right?
I thought since we're talking about health, one of the things is back pain, and I've actually had back pain for a couple of weeks, probably injured something, and that's just coming from my leg, and then it resonates in the back. It's going away. And there's certain things that I do to get rid of those things. One of course, is getting a massage. But people who are sitting and trading all day, if you're sitting down all the time, that causes a real problem. And there's a few things that can really help you. One of these things I've got pictured here in the telestrator, which is called
hip circles.
Hip circles.
And folks, when you're sitting here trading, it's easy to lose track of time. We all have smartphones now. Set your timer to have a certain ring that reminds you to get up, just bounce for a few minutes, do the hip circles, do some stretching, do some psoas stretching. This one, I don't know if that was even in there, but
no. We'll have some really good exercises in that morning session that we put up there.
Yeah, that's always nice. But here was another thing too, comfrey root. And we're talking about it's about the quantum effect of doing things and using other things that the body perceives it. But this root's been used since Roman times for its anti-inflammatory effects. Hard to find good comfrey root, but you want to get it from a reputable source, the comfrey root, because there's some that have more potent alkaloids in them.
Another thing is yoga is really important, and my yoga instructor has this little regime where you put your legs on the wall and just kind of stretch them out and just lay there for 10 or 15 minutes and just let everything kind of relax that back. So there's a lot of yoga instructors
really
everywhere.
Helpful for back pain.
The other thing is hot and cold. So using ice is huge.
We talked about that, doing the polar splash and the hot water.
And when I do my sauna, I go right in the pool. It's getting a little cooler now. Last couple of days a little warmer, but the contrast is what I'm looking for. So really important to use hot and cold. Hot for healing, cold for reducing the inflammation. And of course, the thing that we forget about all the time is rest and time. You need to have your body rest. So if all of a sudden you've got some back pain, this is a sign that you need to just take it easy. You can do some real gentle stretching, not forcible stretching, but you need to rest. And sometimes it's just good to lay down and,
And I'm happy to report, because about it's going on almost 3 weeks ago, I slipped and fell and hurt my ribs. I thought I broke a rib. But my friend with the tuning fork, that's a neat way to diagnose it without having the toxicity of an X-ray, said no, it's not it's the cartilage. He goes, and it's just as painful, but it was hard, but it's just to rest and let that heal. And I also ate a lot of bone broth and bone marrow, and it was really just like it kicked in. It was just kicked in, and honestly, I feel like it's pretty much 90% there.
The rule with the ribs, if it hurts when you're breathing, you've got it cracked.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then usually it's just the cartilage that's ripped or.
But it hurt when I moved.
Oh, I'm sure. Getting out of bed is a horrible thing when you've got problems with your ribs.
Yeah. So you were saying, let's just talk. What do we want to just talk about?
I don't know. It's the holiday season, I'm just really happy. This is December 1st, and a lot of times I feel like, oh, God, it's here already. But I'm done with my shopping pretty much. My wife and I have just
organized.
arranged. Yeah, we're very organized. We know what we're doing the whole month. And I think that's good to get all that stuff off your mind. Now, the only thing we have to do is do it, and that makes it a little bit easier.
And I really respect what you're saying, because every year I say I'm going to be organized, and I'm not. I wait till the last couple of weeks to shop, but this is I feel good. I think this next week I'm going to knock a big portion out of it.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do things beforehand. You just have to be organized to know when you're doing them, and that I think relieves the stress right there.
Well, we hope you stay happy and stress-free, and keep heading into a healthy holiday season, and we'll see you next show.
Thanks a lot for sticking around, folks. We really appreciate it as an audience, and you just fabulous on this little thing we did with the Primal Edge. We love it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.